Welcome back to the shack, and tonight I'm going to be showing you guys another material that you can use with your CNC that I had not really thought about until recently. I bought some material, I was going to use it for the lasers. I didn't like the way that it engraved with the lasers, so I just kind of put it away. But then when I got the new SainSmart 4040 Pro Max in, I was looking for some materials, and I was like, you know what, let's try it and see. And guys, that's this two-colored, it's basically like a two-colored plastic or an ABS that you can use to make signs out of, things for, decorative things for your doors, or just desk signs, wall signs, whatever. It's a pretty neat material. It's really thin, not that expensive, and the cleanup's really not that terrible. The dust collection is doing a pretty good job of keeping this stuff picked up, and then once you engrave it, you just wipe it off and you're done. So I'm going to kind of show you some considerations if you want to try some of this, and how to go about doing it, the speeds and feeds and everything that I'm using with the machine that I have here, and just give you a project idea if you want to try it out later with your machine. So stick around, we'll be right back. All right, guys, so here's the material, and as you can see, I had been experimenting with it with lasers. Some lasers did okay with it, others not so much. I can cut this stuff pretty well with the CO2, but as far as engraving, I wasn't able to get the clear, definition between the different colors that I wanted to get. You can see here on the orange, with the lasers, it was showing a little bit of the white, but it just wasn't that clean look that I wanted. Some of the colors, the green, it did not burn at all with lasers. So the black, I managed to get some of it cut. I did that with the CO2, and it works pretty well with the CO2 lasers, but I wanted to be able to do a little different look, a little different feel, and that's when I decided to go over here and try it with the CNC. Now, I know a lot of you guys have, whether you have the SainSmart or you have another brand, a lot of you guys have the smaller CNCs that have the somewhat small spindle, the 200 watt spindle or the 400 watt spindle. Some of you may have the trim router like this one has, whether it be the, the aftermarket, the Bauer, the Walt, Makita, whatever. But you don't have to have a big spindle to be able to engrave this stuff. And that's what makes it fun. Especially a smaller CNC, the material size is not that big, and so it's a good little piece of project material you can use for it. A variety of bits can be used with the stuff. Because you're not going very deep, and because it is a rather soft material, like I said, you can run some pretty high speeds. I'm running around 200 inches per minute with this machine, and could probably go even faster, but I just didn't want to take a chance on the material binding and pulling it loose from the work bed. The bit that I'm using is one that came with this machine. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just a 4mm flat, like a knife blade type bit. It's not a zero flute or anything, but it only has the one little knife edge right there. So it does a really good job with this material. You are going to want to make sure that you use a bit that is not lifting the material. If you use a down cut, that's okay. I would avoid using an upcut bit on this material. I would try to use a down cut or just a flat cutting edge bit on these. Another thing is you can get is these little packs of bits that have the ones that are made for plastic, little rat tail looking ones, and all of that. For engraving, I have found that a ball nose works pretty good on this, as long as you don't go too deep and keep your speed kind of slow. You're going to want to run the spindle speed kind of slow on this one. I've got it turned down to like 1.5 to 2, which is only around 8,000 RPMs on this spindle, and it's doing a really good job. The way that I like to hold it down is the old woodworker's tape and some glue. And the reason is, guys, if you're just engraving, you could technically, if all you're doing is engraving, you could technically just adhere this to the workspace and be fine. But if you're cutting it out, you're gonna want to leave tabs, because it's gonna be a little harder to get rid of tabs on this stuff, and more chance of it messing it up. So what I like to do is use a double-sided tape and tape it. If you do everything right, and guys, I was actually a little shocked with the ability of this machine, and I saved this to show you guys. I just got through cutting this one out just a few minutes ago. As you can see, it's engraved, and the last run that I do, I actually have it go deep enough with this little 30-degree bit to cut all the way through it. And if you'll notice, it cut the material, but it only like marked the one layer of tape right there. So once you pull the tape off, this piece is basically, the tape is all that's holding it in there. And I think that's pretty awesome from a precision standpoint, because this machine, I never expected it to have enough, you know, sturdiness in the Z-axis to be able to cut this material completely out and not even leave a mark on the bed. The first layer of the tape, it cut this layer of the tape, but the layer below it, it didn't. And I don't know if I just got lucky, but that's twice that I've done this. And both times I was able to do that with that kind of precision. On this one that we just did, and my original little test piece that I did the other day. So it worked out really nice. And the thing that I like, guys, is this stuff does give a really clean, gives a really clean look, and it's actually engraved. So you can feel like this is engraved in there. You can feel the where it's engraved, or it has a relief right there. It's pretty cool, and it makes some pretty cool things. So this is just one more material that I think a lot of folks would enjoy. And the cool thing about this is there's not a lot of sanding involved, of course, assuming that you get your speeds and feeds set correctly. You don't have to worry about the material having too much moisture and warping or twisting. And like I said, and even the smaller, lower powered spindles can do this if you've got the appropriate bit. But like I said, just a project idea that I've been thinking about, and I had decided to try it with this machine. It turned out really, really nice. It does take a lot longer to do this kind of stuff with, say, a V-bit. I could have ran the setup if I wanted to. I could have set it to use a bigger bit to do some clearing passes, and then went back with a 30-degree. And I could have made a lot faster job out of this, but I just got this up and let it run while I was cutting grass, and when I came back in, it was done. So, you know, always watch your machines, but sometimes you have to go cut grass. But I'll put a link for this stuff down below where I bought it off of Amazon, because I think it is a pretty neat little idea for projects or embellishments for different things. Like I said, there are other materials and metals and stuff like that, but this is just one more thing that you could add to your arsenal of things that you can make. I like to cut the stuff out of this with the lasers, and I've been putting them on the door and stuff. So I made my buddy Klein over at Klein's Engraving. I made this little sign for his shop because I really get tired of, you know, just doing my own logo all the time. So I started doing other people's. Makes it a little different, at least. All right, guys. So that's a really short video, but there's not a whole lot more I can tell you about this stuff. Like I said, if you're going to be attaching it to your work bed, I would recommend, if you're going to be cutting it out, I would recommend using the tape and the glue. And if you don't know the 2 layers of tape with the glue in the middle approach, there's plenty of videos out there for that. But if you're just going to be engraving on a piece of it, you could just tape it down, because the bit's going to be putting down pressure on it and it shouldn't go anywhere. But just as a precaution, I would probably at least put a couple of spots of tape on there to hold it in place. But that's going to be it for tonight, guys. Like I said, I'll also put links to the SaneSmart 4040 Pro Max in the description below if you're interested. For the money, it's a really good machine so far, and it's shown some pretty good accuracy. Considering that has not been sanded or anything done to that, the cut, I mean, it's really impressing me with this precision for such a budget machine as it is. So that's it for tonight, guys. Until next time, be safe and have a good day.